There's a couple statistics that have come out recently. Newsmax was reporting on this one that I thought was hilarious and also troubling at the same time. A Gallup poll says nearly 4 in 10 young women want to leave the United States. Gallup shows that 40% of US women aged 18 to 29 want to permanently move to a different country if they could, which is the polling organization's highest levels, in 4 times higher than 2014. In other words, more and more and more young women, i.e., generally radicalized blue hair college students, want to leave the country permanently. Now, Congman, talking briefly beforehand, I'm a son of an immigrant, you're an immigrant. What does that say that people are wanting to, or at least telling pollsters that we hate this country, it's the worst thing ever, and I want to leave immediately?
America is one of the only countries in the world where everyone simultaneously wants to come to America while calling it the worst country in the world, which
True.
makes no sense to me. And you can't say that we should have open borders, we should have asylum seekers, and anyone and everyone who wants to pour into our country should be able to come while also saying it's the worst country in the world. It's the most racist, it's the most misogynistic, it is the handmaid's tale. Those two things can't coincide. And I think this is a big reason why liberals are very anxious and very just not well because of that cognitive dissonance where a lot of the things that they believe, it's the same thing where they love Islam, but at the same time are for LGBTQ and feminism. And it's just this cognitive dissonance that happens and it messes with their overall faculties of reason, which kind of lends them to being the most absurd and obnoxious people that you'll meet.
That is such a good point, because I can almost guarantee you that the types of people that say this, the 40% of young women who are like, I want to leave the country immediately, are also the, we should welcome everybody here. We shouldn't have immigration. I'm so mad that ICE is going into cities and enforcing the law. Interestingly enough, research from the Brookings Institute also found last year that around 40% of women under 30 also identify as liberal. So I wonder if there's a correlation there, so to speak. Kongman, I know we didn't necessarily send this to you, but I thought this was interesting and kind of coincides with this. Another poll conducted by Signal said that 60% of young liberals say that it's okay to break the law to stop ICE in these raids that are going around, getting all the illegals out of the country. What does that say about the state of things, especially in the minds of younger people, if they're saying, yeah, it's totally acceptable to break the law to stop someone else from enforcing the law?
I wish they had that much passion for babies in the womb. I wish they had that much
Mm,
passion for the forgotten men and women who are left behind in this country. It's
yeah.
essentially that heat map. It's a meme online all the time shared about how conservatives love their family and their neighbors and their community, and then liberals outsource their compassion and they love external things that are not near to them a lot more. And this is a big part and reason why liberals have bad relationships. And I don't want to overgeneralize, but this tends to be the case where a lot of unhinged people come from broken homes because they don't have a solid community. They don't have a good church community, a good foundation, and a good
Mhm.
relationship with their family. And so they find it in these social causes, they find it in these online communities. And at the end of the day, you see that these people find meaning in fighting for people whose names they don't know, whose faces they don't know, versus sowing into and investing into their own community and in their own families. Because at the end of the day, being a loving husband, being a loving father, being a
Mhm.
loving daughter and son, that is harder to do than to virtue signal and say, we're going to fight the patriarchy and fight the fascists because that's easy. That's actually easy. But the hard work is being someone who's present, loving, and attentive to those who are in your life.
Well, yeah, I find this so often. All of the I was in Berkeley on Monday, and there was a big sign that said, "We are fighting for people of color." I was like, okay, that's me. And please stop fighting for me, because I know you think you're doing well, but it's actually a big hindrance to people like me who just want to focus on my family and our household. That's yeah, libs, blue hairs, just please stop the fight again for whatever you think it is that I want.